Are you constipated, having brain fog, unable to lose weight, even when you're trying? Hi, I'm Bernice Hunt, and I am a brain health specialist. I work with women just like you who are starting to notice a few memory challenges, and I help you to stay sharp, so that as you age, you can still travel, have fun with your grandkids, and experience new adventures without missing a beat. As a wellness coach for over 10 years, I've had a lot of people come to me talking about constipation, talking to me about brain fog, and talking to me about weight issues. And sometimes they just don't realize that there's a connection between that and their lymphatic system. Did you catch my video that I made a few days ago on the lymphatic system? It was talking about signs that you might be having that may mean that you have a congested lymphatic system. So if you didn't catch that video, go back and find it either on my YouTube channel or on my Facebook page and take a look at that. But today I want to talk about what to do if you're seeing some of those signs in your own body. Okay, because our lymphatic system, did you know what its job is? It's a circulatory system that goes around all of our body, touching just about every organ we got. But its job is it's the cleanup woman, or was it the cleanup man? Cleanup man, I don't know which one the song was, but it cleans up. Okay, that's my point. It cleans up, and it's like a conveyor belt that takes out the trash as it goes around throughout your body. So it's going to pick up all the trash and debris. It's going to pick up your dead cells. It's going to pick up the toxins, either the toxins that were your body made itself, or all the abundance of toxins that it got from outside that came in. Either way, it's cleaning up all of that. And that's its major job. And so it has to be flowing. It has to be working smoothly because it doesn't have a pump. It's not like your heart has a pump to pump your blood through your body. The lymphatic system does not have a pump, and it doesn't move until you move. Okay, my husband's always talking about when he takes out the trash, he's talking about, where'd all this trash come from? Who's making all this trash? And I'm thinking, those of us that live here, if you live in this house, you're going to be making trash. It's kind of like what our body is. Our body goes through our whole day doing all kinds of stuff, heaven knows what, and it's making trash and debris along the way. Lots of it. And it's ingesting toxins and things along the way. Lots of them. And so it has to be able to get it out. It gets it out through sweating, and it gets it out through urinating, and it gets it out through our poop, okay? So it has to be able to utilize those things to get it out. If it cannot get it out, guess what? It stays in, yeah. And it's like you're sitting in it. I don't want to get too graphic, but you're sitting in that mess, and your own cells are sitting in their own toxic waste. It's like they're sitting in a cesspool. Just think of a cesspool inside your body. That's not a good look. Just like if you had a house and you never took out the trash, and your trash piled up and piled up and piled up, and all that garbage and all that stink, and then little critters coming around. It's just not a good look. And that's what happens with our bodies if we don't get that flushed out. And our lymphatic system is responsible for taking a lot of that stuff out. And that's why it's so important, because if it doesn't get out of us, it leads to inflammation and disease. And like on my last video, I showed you a lot of signs of things that were happening that are associated with a congested or a stopped up lymphatic system. So it's pretty important. Okay, and so today I want to talk about what to do. And we already know some things to do. You already know, if you've heard anything about the lymphatic system, that you're supposed to keep your body moving. You're supposed to move your body in order to move that system. Like I said a little while ago, that moves it. So any kind of movement will help. And you have stretches that you do, or if you do bouncing, that's why rebounders are so good, because you're bouncing. And so you're shaking up your whole body kind of thing. And so that's really good too. But in your walking or jumping or anything that you can do, any movement is good movement. Movement is king. But they also have specific routines that you do for your lymphatic systems, because there's certain areas where you have your lymph nodes and your stations and things, that you can help that along, okay? And you can go on YouTube, and they have all kind of demos on there with people, doctors talking about routines, simple, 2 or 3 minute routines that you can do daily to get that lymphatic system moving. So, you can go and check that out if you want, or you can just do some type of movement every day. Okay, so you want to do movement. A lot of you already know about drinking water. Because how did I say it comes out? The waste go out through your poop, through your urine, so that stuff has to be flowing. And so you need to be drinking a lot of water, and you already know to do that. I don't know if you're doing it, but you already know to do that. So hopefully you're just keeping that progress happening. Don't you get off the wagon, just get back on that wagon, and remember to hydrate yourself for lots of different reasons, but getting your lymphatic system can continue to flow smoothly is definitely one of them, okay? You also know about fiber. Again, we're talking about your poop. We're talking about that waste that has to come out. You don't want to be straining with that stuff, and you don't want it caked all up. I know I'm getting graphic, but you don't want that happening. You want it to flow out as easily as possible, and so the fiber to help push it out, and the water, all that. So we know that. We know to do that. So hopefully, if you haven't been doing that as well or as much as you should, get back on that wagon and keep that thing going, because it's so very important. But today I want to talk about 3 other things that you may not have thought so much about or connected to your lymphatic system, and they're very, very important. Number 1 is toxic products. I'm on this thing about detoxing, about toxins, and so I want to mention that again. So we're going to talk about toxic products with regard to the lymphatic system. Also going to talk about loose-fitting clothing. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about temperature changing, okay? To those are 3 other areas where you can help your lymphatic system get better. Okay, so let's go back to toxic products. So you know that toxins, of course, are everywhere. I have a handout that I posted, I think at the beginning of this week or maybe last week, on toxic exposures, and it listed about 6 or 7, 8, I don't know, different ways that toxins, are in our body. So that's on my Facebook page. You can find that and check that out if you'd like. But you already know that there's toxins in food that you eat. There's toxins in your cleaning products that you use. There's toxins in your personal care products. There's toxins in your cosmetics that you use, in your water, in your air, and all of that kind of thing. And so you already know that there's no way we can rid ourselves of all of it at this stage of the game. But do your best to avoid as many as possible. And I said it again before, I'm going to say it again. One of the best things you can do, because everyone is not into making their own concoctions, your little healthy do-it-yourself. I mean, if that's not you, so be it. If you don't want to use the natural lemons and vinegar and baking soda and that kind of stuff, if that's just not you and you would just buy the stuff, then that's fine. But one thing I highly, highly, highly recommend you do is to get unscented products. Products that have no fragrances in them. If you're buying those different brands or whatever, get the unscented version, because the scents that they use, the fragrances they put in there, have a lot of neurotoxins, which mean they're poison to your brain, or carcinogens, which means it's cancer producing, and there can be multiple. There can be lots of toxins, like 30 different toxins in one scent. Okay, so if you just get unscented, you've already reduced toxins that you're being exposed to. So if you must buy, someone else's product, that's fine. Get it unscented, please. And it's a progress. I'm not saying that, throw everything out and, pay $1,000 on all your new products. But as you go, the next time you go shop, start looking to replace with unscented products. The other thing that you can do is to look for products that have been checked by another source, like the EWG. They now have a seal that they put on their products, and I just happen to have. I started getting some myself, and I just happen to have. I have this brand. On different brands, they test different brands, the brands that would allow them to test them. And the brands have to divulge, they have to tell them everything that's in it. Or if they don't, EWG will mention that the level at which they know about what's in it, what was revealed to them, if it was up to par or not. And they put their little seal, you can see it right there, EWG verified. This is also organic, but this is one, a moisturizer, a balm that I started using by Makes 3, and I love it. Now this is scented, this is lavender, but EWG has checked this out. It doesn't have any toxins in it, doesn't have anything, and it goes with by standards from people in Europe and all of that. So it's not the it's not the United States version of what's, toxic or not. It is other people. Okay, so it's a thick balm here. It's very thick. And I have had this for several months, and I haven't even hardly dented the surface. I mean, it cost, it wasn't a 99-cent version type of thing, so it did cost me a little bit. But this is going to last me forever. I use it every day on my whole body. I love it. This is a lavender scent. I'm not saying to get this, but I'm just saying look for the seal. They do have a seal on there that says that says EWG verified on there. Or you can get the USDA organic, which is also meaning it's like 95%, I think, free of toxins or something like that. And the other things that are in there have been deemed safe or whatever they said, so that you can go that route as well. This is a soap that I got, and I don't want to make my own soap, but I did get Castile soap, a big old bottle, so I'm going to use that because this is almost my bars. I got 3 bars and I'm almost used all of them. This is by Makes 3 as well, and you can see that it has the EWG certified. I don't know if you can see it, or I keep saying certified, EWG verified, okay, and this is organic also. So they have on their website, they have like 2,000 or 3,000 products that they have tested by brand name. You can go in the search bar and you put the brand name in and see if that brand allowed them to test their stuff or to what degree they allowed them to test it. And, also by just the type of thing it is, like you can put in mascara or something like that. And you can see the ones that they have, and you can see the scoring. It's not just all or none. They'll give you a score. It's EWG verified. Then it'll have a 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever, so you can see how close it was. Some of them were very close to being verified, but they weren't because they didn't reveal everything or something. I don't know. But anyway, that's another option if you really, really, really want to try to reduce the toxins. And of course, you can do it yourself. Make your own. And I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there. I'm loving my baking soda. I'm loving my vinegar and stuff and those, concoctions that you can make. And there's recipes everywhere about it. So that's one way that you can greatly reduce the toxins that you're being exposed to and what's coming into your body. Also, I have the Air Doctor air filter by Air Doctor Pro. That's just the one I use. And I have one, in the living room, and I have one in the bedroom. And what I like about them, I like the product. It's not noisy or whatever, but I like that they give you installment payments that are interest free. Okay, so that's a plus for me. So I just do my little thing as I can and purchase it. So I got one about a year ago, and I got another one recently, and I really like the filtering because it's really my house is an older house, and it's really dusty and stuff in here a lot and whatever, so it's filtering all of that for me. So those are some things you can do in terms of your toxins. So the next thing is your loose clothing. And do you remember the Flower Children? They were on the right track when they talked about burning the bras and going braless and stuff, and what is it, the muumuus and stuff they wore and all that kind of stuff, because it don't want all the restriction. Your lymphatic system can flow more easily if it's not constricted by tight-fitting clothing. So those tight tights that you wear and stuff, and girdles. And I was trying to think today, they don't call them girdles anymore. What do they call them? You guys know what they call them. They have a fancy name, so whatever they call them, you know what they call them, but I call them girdles. Those are very constricting, and the underwire bras are very constricting and are not good for your lymphatic system. So as much as possible, stay away from that, or find opportunities when you go au natural or whatever. Especially, you already know, when you're asleep. There's no need to be, hooked up like that when you're trying to go to sleep. So let's get that stuff off you. Okay, so loose fitting clothing, and that goes for the men as well, not just the women. That goes for the men as well. So toxic products, loose-fitting clothing, and we're going to talk a minute about temperature changes. Okay, now I like heat. I like warmth. But they say, these are experts now telling us, that it's a good thing to alternate hot and cold, like when you're taking a shower. Switch it hot and cold, and that's going to stimulate. And it makes sense, the heat and the cold is going to stimulate, because I've started doing, I don't cut it off in the showering process, hot and then cold and then hot and cold. I'm not doing that. I'm not there yet. But what I do, not every day, but I do it, hopefully I do it once or twice a week, is I turn it to cold at the end of the shower. And when I first didn't start doing that, trust me, it was intense. But now I kind of like it. And it's very good for me. So I purpose to do that as often as I can. Not every day though, but as often as I can. So changing that temperature up in the shower is supposed to be really, really good for you as well. But speaking of temperature change, infrared saunas. It's on my bucket list. I'm trying to get Oliver on board with me. He thinks he's not quite there yet, but it's on my bucket list to have one in my home. Yes, but in the meantime, you can go to spas or whatever and do that, because it is wonderful. And of course, you're going to be doing a lot of sweating, and that's going to be a good thing as well. So that's something that you can definitely start doing if you're not already doing it. And if you have one in your home, I want to be like you when I grow up. Yes, I want that. Okay, so, and then of course, exercise, you're going to get a lot of sweating out of exercise, so to do that. So those are things that are connected with your lymphatic system to keep that cesspool from being created inside your body, which leads to inflammation and disease. We do not want that. And that is going to help you with your weight loss efforts. It's going to help you with your constipation, obviously. And it's also going to help you with your brain fog. Okay, and some other things. So look at the list, like I said, look at the list that I had in my other video and see what other things are also applicable to that. But guess what, guys? October is almost upon us, and I am kicking off my new Facebook group, Keep Your Brain Sharp Community. Now, I know some of you have already gone on and joined it. Yay. Good. But in October, we're kicking it off with a challenge, and guess what? It's going to have to do with detoxing skincare. So, if you are at all interested in helping your brain be better and do a better job, then come join the Keep Your Brain Sharp community. That's what you go to. I'll put the link here at the in the comment section when we get off. I'll put that on there for you. Click on there, join the group. You will not regret it. And it's going to be a lot of support. Like I say, we're kicking it off with detox. There's going to be other things in there that I know is going to interest you if you want to make your brain better. Because you know what? Your brain's destiny is in your hands.